Imagine a shadowy figure lurking in the darkness of 1960s California, sending cryptic messages that baffled the world's best minds. A maniac who toyed with authorities, leaving behind puzzles that remain unsolved to this day. This is the story of the Zodiac, a mystery that has captivated true crime enthusiasts for over half a century. But who was this elusive phantom, and why does his identity still evade us? Stick around as we dive into one of history's most perplexing enigmas. Welcome back to Bite-Size Unsolved Crime Channel, where we explore the unsolved riddles of the past. Today, we're unraveling the timeline and character of the Zodiac, the infamous cipher sender whose actions shook Northern California. Remember, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive like this. Let's set the stage. It's the late 1960s, a time of cultural revolution, with the summer of love fading into the shadows of societal unrest. The Vietnam War rages overseas, and back home, the counterculture clashes with traditional values. Amid this backdrop emerges a figure who would become known as the Zodiac, named after the astrological symbols he incorporated into his taunting communications. Our story begins in December 1968, near the quiet town of Benicia. On a chilly night along Lake Herman Road, two young individuals were tragically unalived in what appeared to be a random act. This marked the first confirmed incident linked to the Zodiac, though he wouldn't claim responsibility until later. Just 7 months after, in July 1969, another pair met a similar fate at Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo. Here, the pattern began to emerge, attacks on couples in secluded areas executed with chilling precision. But what truly set the Zodiac apart was his flair for the dramatic. Shortly after the Blue Rock Springs event, he contacted local newspapers and police, boasting about his deeds in a series of letters. These weren't ordinary notes. They were laced with cryptic symbols and ciphers, complex codes that promised to reveal his identity if cracked. One such cipher, known as the 408 symbol message, was sent to the San Francisco Chronicle, Examiner, and Vallejo Times-Herald. It read in part, "I like unaliving people because it is so much fun," showcasing his twisted sense of humor and desire for notoriety. The Zodiac's character was that of a master manipulator, a self-proclaimed genius who reveled in outsmarting authorities. He described himself as a collector of slaves for the afterlife, drawing from occult inspirations, and often signed his letters with a crossed circle symbol, reminiscent of a gun sight or astrological glyph. His writing style was erratic, sometimes childish misspellings mixed with sophisticated references, leading experts to speculate he was educated but perhaps disguising his intellect. As the timeline progressed into late 1969, the Zodiac struck again. In September, at Lake Berryessa, he approached a young couple picnicking by the water, dressed in a hooded costume adorned with his signature symbol, evoking medieval executioners or perhaps comic book villains. He bound them before carrying out his act. One survived to recount the terrifying encounter, describing a calm, methodical voice behind the mask. October brought another incident in San Francisco's Presidio Heights, where a cab driver was unalived. This time, the Zodiac sent a piece of the victim's shirt to prove his involvement, escalating his game. By now, his letters flooded in, claiming credit for earlier unalived incidents and threatening more chaos, including school bus bombings that, thankfully, never materialized. Throughout 1970 and into 1971, the communications continued. The infamous button letter and Mikado letter referenced pop culture like Gilbert and Sullivan operas, hinting at a culturally aware individual. He claimed a body count of 37, far exceeding the confirmed 5, unalived and 2 injured, suggesting either exaggeration or undetected crimes. His ciphers grew more diabolical. The 340 symbol cipher, sent in November 1969, puzzled cryptologists for 51 years until it was finally decoded in 2020, revealing taunts like, "I hope you're having lots of fun in trying to catch me." Physically, descriptions varied. Survivors and witnesses painted a picture of a stocky man in his 30s or 40s, about 8 inches to 6 feet tall, with brown hair, glasses, and a deliberate gait. He drove ordinary cars, blending into suburbia. Psychologically, profilers saw a narcissist craving control, possibly with military or law enforcement ties, given his knowledge of codes and ballistics. The investigation spanned agencies, from Vallejo PD to the FBI, but leads fizzled. Suspects like Arthur Lee Allen emerged in the 1970s, a former schoolteacher with a Zodiac watch and cryptic writings. Handwriting matches were inconclusive, and despite searches yielding suspicious items, no concrete evidence stuck. Other names like Lawrence Kane or Rick Marshall surfaced over decades, fueled by books, films, and amateur sleuths, but none panned out. By 1974, the letters tapered off, with a final authenticated one in 1978. The Zodiac vanished as mysteriously as he appeared, leaving a trail of unanswered questions. Was he a lone wolf or part of something larger? Did he stop, pass away, or simply evolve his methods? Fast forward to today, and the case remains open. Advances in DNA technology offer hope. In 2021, a partial profile from a letter stamp was announced, though no matches yet. Online communities dissect every detail, from cipher interpretations to geographic profiling, mapping attacks to potential hometowns like Riverside or Vallejo. What makes the Zodiac so enduring? It's the perfect storm of mystery, an unidentified antagonist, intellectual puzzles, and a historical era ripe for intrigue. He wasn't just a perpetrator, he was a performer, scripting his own legend through media manipulation. As we wrap up this chilling journey through the Zodiac's shadow, remember, some mysteries endure to remind us of the unknown lurking in history's folds. If this tale intrigued you, why not like the video and comment below with your theories? Who do you think the Zodiac was? Share this video with fellow mystery lovers and subscribe for more unsolved crimes. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.